This is how we roll, man. Some rock, some win, some roll, man. Some rock, some win, some roll, man. Some rock, some win, some roll, man. Some rock, some don't win, man. Some rock, some win, some roll, man. Some rock, some win, some roll. Some rock, some win, some roll, man. Some rock, some don't win, win. Some rock, some win, some roll, man. 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 Some roll, some roll, 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 some
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's second show. We have Team Fairy versus Team IDK Man. My name is Fairytale the Ninth, and I'm joined here by Penguin God, and we are getting a big fan.
Yep, this is Fairytale Gaming versus IDK Man. The old caster duo, back at it again, the OG. We got this. Now we're going to see some interesting picks and bans coming out. We did already do all the picks and bans in our pro draft beforehand, so that it would normally speed up the process a little bit, but someone had a computer issue and had to restart. So
Yikes!
we are back at it after that small delay, and straight into picks and bans here with the Malzahar, Evelyn, Xin Zhao coming out, and the Morgana, the Syndra, and the Oriana bands. Now, pretty sure those are the same bands that Fairytale Gaming did last game on Red Side, so it's very possible that those are just now the new meta Red Side bands.
Well, at least according to this team, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty excited to see this top lane matchup. You have Aurelia versus Poppy. This is going to be a bit of a weird lane for Poppy, as she doesn't have a whole lot of range that she's able to do, but she is pretty effective. Just soaking up damage throughout the lane. I'm pretty interested to see how Nuts and A-Fish are going to be playing.
Yep. The the interesting thing that I'm going to see here is this Tilia versus Gragas jungle. Gragas can take a lot of damage from dashing through those little rocks that go on the ground, but um, Tilia jungle is something that can be kind of hard to play at times, and so the the idea is that you play it really safe in the early game to try and get enough items that you can essentially one-shot the camps without having to worry. But that's when Gragas is pretty good as that early game. He can really try and burst you out with the base damages. But in the mid lane, we have Arya versus Jace, both taking Ignite, as we can see right now. This is a pretty interesting matchup considering Gragas is likely to go tank, and so that essentially leaves not a lot of magic damage, and so armor is going to be extremely important in this game. And so um, I feel honestly that the Ahri has the advantage in this lane because she just has better wave clear, really good poke, a lot of good engage, and a lot of good CC. Like, not a lot, but she has like that good CC and that charm. And so, but it all comes down to whether Min and Kim Kim can actually play it properly, um, and that's yet to be determined as of right now. But into the second phase, we have Aatrox Gangplank banned out and the Darius Fizz banned out. Tristana picked up for CSG Tank.
Yeah.
And yeah, we already know what goes on here. We're not going to spoil it for you, but yeah, it is going to be that dank Misfortune and that dank Leona. We saw Crimson Josh do really well in that last game. And Tristana and Lulu are going to be the bot lane for Team IDK, man.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. You see, Team Fairytale Gaming has very, very strong engage potential with the Leona, the Ari, and the Aurelia. Their main objective this game is going to be to go in and set up those huge Misfortune ults. But if you look on the contrary side, IDK Man also has pretty strong engage with the Poppy, with the Gragas, and then you even have Lulu who's able to empower the Gragas engages. I'm pretty I'm excited to see how these teams are going to be playing around each other, trying to get in and getting that big engage. Because if they do get an engage, they have pretty bursty mid laners and ADCs. So it'll be interesting how they just kind of maneuver around each other through the mid to late game.
Hmm. Yeah, the top lane especially is going to be something that's going to be interesting for me to watch, considering if the Poppy just survives the lane, she doesn't have to win. She just has to go even, maybe even like slightly behind, but she just needs to be able to survive. And then she's going to do really well because she's going to be able to interrupt the dashes from Aurelia, Ari, and Leona. And considering Arya and Leona and Aurelia are all of the main engages coming out for Fairy Tail Gaming, if she could just interrupt those with the smart W placements and usages of that ability, that's going to be really impactful for the game. The getting a free knockup essentially on a priority target like the Ari is going to mean that they can burst it out and essentially just insta kill it, especially if they communicate and they have the proper teamwork to be able to knock them up and then use the Gragas ult to pop them into their team, and then they just one shot them with Jace Tristana.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so consistent too. Really all that is required to get the knockups from Poppy is to just be able to see when is the enemy going to be engaging, and you just throw your W up and you get a confirmed knockup and a stun. It's so easy and reliable that Poppy really does seem like a good pick when you consider how many dashes the enemy team does have.
Hmm. And that's three champions with dashes that are extremely important, and especially if you can stop the Leona engage, that's probably going to be the priority number one for this Poppy. Considering it protects your squishies on top of everything else, then the Leona engage being thwarted is really something to watch out for. That's all going to be on Fish to be able uh, to turn this game in his favor, in his team's favor, because he has to be the one to protect his team. Lulu does protect a little bit, but shield supports were nerfed overall, and so
Mm-hmm.
not going to be as impactful as it used to be. And so Poppy really the linchpin for this team.
Yeah, and even though the knockup onto Leona doesn't stop the stun, it does prevent Leona from getting in onto the enemies or onto your allies rather. And and prevents you from getting that extra stun from the empowered auto attack. So yeah, A Fish's role is going to be really influential in this game. And really, the team fights might boil down to how he plays them.
Hmm. And with that, we are going to send it over to a break. Don't go anywhere. We're just loading it into the game real quick, so we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Learning 5's NA Showmatch featuring Team Fairytale Gaming and Team IDK Man. My name is Sir Potato the Ninth, and I am joined here by my co-caster, Penguin God. And let's get into introducing the teams. On Team Fairytale Gaming, you have Nuts on Aurelia in the top lane, Kebab 1337 on Talia in the jungle. You have Min Min Kim Kim on Ari in the mid lane. Crimson Jordan on Misfortune in the ADC position, and joining him will be Crimson Josh in the support role. And then on A Fish, you have, on IDK Man, hold that thought. We might be getting a bit of a cheese. Doesn't look like it. On Team IDK Man, you have A Fish on Poppy in the top lane, O Cinema on Gragas in the jungle, Lord of Lollies on Jace in the mid lane, CSG tank on Tristana in the ADC position, and joining him will be the Mad Slother. And as Penguin and I have previously mentioned, there's going to be quite a bit of engaged potential from both of these teams, and we're both just excited to see how this plays out. And I know that you guys aren't able to currently see what's going on screen, so we're just getting some typical line of scrimmage starts.
We in there.
Okay, sweet. Graphics have been updated, and as you can see, both junglers are opting to start on the bottom side, and might potentially meet up when they're going for their second buff or for Rift Scuttler, to be determined.
Yep. No, we are back. My apologies for that. The streamer's client froze before you get into game, so had to just reconnect to the game. But yeah, the early game is going to be really interesting to watch, considering the choices coming out from each of these players and their runes. But yeah, a lot of damage coming out. Nuts taking a lot of minion damage, actually.
Nuts and A-Fish going ham in the top lane. Not really the type of aggression that you'd expect to see from a Poppy player. But A-Fish is making it work, getting a lot of healing off of grass. The passive providing a ton of shielding as well. And you see CSG tank already jumping in onto Josh. The heal is forced out of Crimson Jordan. That is going to be a successful engage for CSG tank and the Mad Slother in the bot lane.
Yeah, that we saw in the last game that Crimson Josh kept engaging on the Leona over and over again, but in that case he just fell into the Leona trap where you may be able to go in, but you don't really have a good way to get out unless you get the kill, and so you see that not really going in his favor this time. So that was really well played by Tank and Mad Slaughter there, not even burning any of their summoners.
Yeah, it's really beneficial to you and your laner if you're able to get stuff like that for free and hold that thought. In the
Flash.
top lane, you see Kebab coming in. A Fish forced to flash away, but gets knocked back in, trying to run to his jungler, O Cinema. But First Blood gets picked up. O Cinema flashing over the wall. Kebab 1337 potentially in a bad spot, but O Cinema might be in a worse spot. Might be forced underneath his enemy's tower, and Lord of Lollies is coming up. O Cinema dashes out and is engaging onto Nuts.
Oof.
Oh boy. Yeah, Nuts actually takes O Cinema out, and now Lord of Lollies it falls as well to Kebab 1337, who's now 2-0 going into the 4-minute mark. That is a lot of kills in favor of Team Fairytale Gaming so early on.
Super solid there. 3-0 for Team Fairytale Gaming. They had a really strong performance last game, and they're showing now that they were playing around their bot lane last game, and now they're playing around their top lane. So the Aurelia getting a kill and even the Talia getting 2 kills is going to propel her into that mid game just that much sooner than the Gragas. So all in all, really good trades out there, and the disappointing roams coming out from Lord of Lollies and even though Cinema there. Fish was likely to die there anyway, so by that time the Jace had decided to just go back to lane and not try and get a kill out of it, because he ended up just dying and nothing going on after that. But yeah, we see the top and they're gonna fight again. Oh, a lot of damage.
Yeah, A Fish is really laying down the law onto Nuts. Not letting any engage go his way, and even if Nuts does get the early engage, or the element of surprise rather, A-Fish is really able to shut him down and get a bunch of return damage.
Yeah, that's just the natural tankiness that Poppy has. Ooh.
Yeah, Kebab running away from Lord of the Lollies, running directly into CSG Tank. The flash forward from Lord of the Lollies doesn't matter. The CSG Tank will pick up the kill anyways. But it is nice to get some gold onto your ADC and onto your mid laner after your mid laner has fallen behind. And just getting some gold, getting a gold lead on your ADC is really beneficial. Oh, there's a W stun that we saw, or that we were talking about earlier.
And they both use their emotes.
Yeah.
Oh, but gank in the mid lane.
Oh no, Min Kim using Charm, stunning O Cinema. The gank is actually thwarted, and Min Kim is able to escape without a scratch.
Another fight at the top lane. They're just going ham, but Fish has no mana now. That's going to be really important as, you can't use abilities without mana, but in the bot lane.
Yeah, here you see Crimson Josh going into Matt Slaughter, forced to flash out of the way. Heal used by CSG Tank, and Ekobot 1330 is coming in, but it seems like Matt Slaughter is going to be able to get away, only having to use flash.
Oh, the re-engage.
Crimson Josh going back in. CSG Tank doing damage, getting Crimson Josh out of there. The ignites might be enough to get the kill. Yes, it is. But you see, Min Kim comes in, and that's going to be a double kill for Kebab 1337 now at the 4-kill mark at 6 minutes into the game. That's insane.
Pretty nutty there. For 4 kills for this Talia, even if that was just like a mid lane Talia, that'd be super strong. But because it's jungle, you're able to roam around and use that on the map even more than you normally would. So 4 kills onto the Talia, absolutely massive, and you're going to be able to even put the mid lane behind, and that's going to be really important. Getting the Ahri ahead is going to be really impactful. If Ahri can just one-shot CSG Tank or even the Mad Slaughter, essentially it turns this game to a 5v4. Just because the Ahri has enough gold, and that's what we're going to have to watch Kebab and see if he tries to take that lead into other lanes or just sits on it and watches his team flounder as the game goes on.
Yeah, and the main strength of Talia is roaming. Because of your ultimate and because of your passive, you're able to go around the map very quickly. And the main weakness of Talia jungle is the very weak early game. You don't have a lot of ability power, and you're not able to be out of your jungle. But when you have 4 kills at 7 minutes, your weakness is are kind of negated. You have so much gold that you don't need to be farming so much, and you're able to take engage. And that's why Kebab 1337 is playing really well right now and has the potential to turn this game completely in his favor before the enemy team even has a chance to get into the mid game.
I would like to point out, though, that while it's great that the Talia has 4 kills, it is kind of a volatile pick in that it's really easy to kill. Super squishy, but in the mid lane, burn the flash.
And Kim getting the stunned up, the ignite coming through, but now in the bottom lane, you see the ultimate coming out from Crimson Jordan. The Mad Slaughter, barely enough health to get out of there. See, as she tank the Mad Slaughter, going to be able to walk away from that without dying.
That was pretty good. Just walking it out and being careful, but the Crimson Josh not in the best spot there.
Oh no, yeah, dodged the Q from Lord of the Lollies, but CSG Tank picks up another kill. The Mad Slaughter ulting himself, trying to get a turnaround onto Crimson Jordan, but I mean, Crimson Jordan just walks away.
Yep.
Not too much of a problem.
Some good return kills, 3 of them by the CSG Tank. Tristana getting really far ahead. Can be even better than a Fed Talia just because of the damage. Oh, not quite in range for the auto attacks
that's a lot
there.
of damage.
Yeah, that was...
No, CSG Tank tries to get in, but alas, it's not enough.
Oh, we gotta be careful. Oh, okay, that bomb didn't hit.
Yeah,
Alright.
Crimson Jordan in a pretty sketchy spot. CSG
That's gonna hit,
Tank
though.
might be looking.
Oh, this is
engage.
when me as a greedy player would just jump in and try and get the kill and jump out. There it is.
Speaking of jumping in, CSG Tank does
and-
jump in, but Crimson Josh gets the engage underneath tower. CSG Tank ball.
And CSG Tank gonna do the boosted silver plays that I would do. So, congrats CSG Tank. It does get the Storm Razor out of it, but should have done that a little bit sooner. Other than that, pretty good play.
Ultimately, a good play. Now you see in the mid lane, Lord of the Lollies forced into an engage as he doesn't have anywhere to go. The ultimate from Kebab completely walls him in. Min Kim picks up his first kill of the game.
And that's where we see the weakness of Jace coming out. He does have like a lot of good
Wait,
escape.
Fish looking for nuts.
Oh my god.
Getting a lot of damage
Wow.
off. Gets a stun into the wall and gets a kill.
1v1 too. Wow, impressive.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once Poppy is able to get that Bomby Cinder, you just have so much health. And Poppy does have a pretty high base damage with attack damage. Just the Q ratios. Hold that thought. You see the engage coming in from Team
Oh, the
Fairytale
re-engage,
Gaming.
though.
Crimson Jordan not in a good spot. CSG Tank picks up a kill. And now you see the teleport coming in from both of the top laners. Kebab is in a bad spot. Crimson Josh underneath the enemy tower decides to run through enemies. A-Fish flashing forwards. Crimson Josh getting the stun off. Blast
mana.
plant is there, but no, he's going to be going directly into O-Cinema. The stun is there. And the kill! Crimson
no.
Josh almost escaping. Kebab looking for
Oh,
CSG
no.
Tank, not hitting the skill shot. And that will be a 1-for-0 trade in favor of Team IDK Man.
Lord of Lollies, it was 2-for-0 because Crimson Jordan died too. But Lord of Lollies didn't even get an assist there. It was pretty bad. He roamed and gave up a lot of pressure in the mid lane for that. Didn't get a kill, didn't even get an assist, didn't get anything from that. So pretty unfortunate for him. But that being said, we have a nice dank Cloud Drake going over, but stole it.
Bob takes the dragon and gets the kill. Now looking for more is Min Kim. The flash force out of the Mad Slaughter, and the Lord of the Lollies forced back off. What a play by Kebab, getting the kill and getting the enemy jungle as the cherry on top. A pretty massive misplay from O-Cinema, who did have Smite available at the dragon getting killed. That's really unfortunate.
That was just like not using your smite and disrespecting the smite range coming out from Kebab. So
Yeah.
Cinema, you gotta respect it, and you just lost a Cloud Drake for it. That isn't like the worst thing, but you also give up a kill, and so it's still pretty bad. And that's kind of like a demoralizing factor of like, wow, you missed an easy smite. That's pretty bad. So this is when you just like review yourself, take a deep breath, calm down, and say, all right, this is how I messed up. I can do it better really quickly. It's an easy fix, no big deal. And so, yeah, the turning point for each of these teams, really the impactful members, are the Talia and the Tristana. The Talia is doing so much damage. You saw just essentially bursting out O-Cinema really quickly. And then, but CSG Tank is going to be able to keep up that sustained damage even after the burst is going on with the Storm Razor and the bomb. So, um, which one of these people gets to jump on the other? That's really what's going to essentially win the game for their team.
Yeah, Engage does seem to be the name of the game. And speaking of Cinema, looking for Crimson Josh, forcing the flash out. Crimson Jordan. Oh, the ultimate pushing them further away.
Battle.
Yeah, bad ult. Feels bad.
This is why I don't play Gragas, because I'm bad at those. Alright, so they're going to re-engage.
Oh, Crimson Josh looking for more. The ultimate coming in big from Crimson Jordan, not picking up any kills, but CSG Tank gets the kill onto Josh, and now flashing forward, looking for Jordan, and Cinema will pick up the kill.
Yep. Does get the 2 kills. 6-2-1 is the Tristana, and even Cinema is going to grab up a kill for himself, so pretty good for him. Ooh, the stun missing, but they're going to be a gank topside.
Bob coming in, A-Fish forced to run the other way. Could have W'd a bit sooner and gotten the Talia ulti cancel. Using the ultimate gets Kebab out of there, but you still have to deal with Nuts. Min Kim Kim coming in, bringing Lord of the Lollies. Kebab forcing A-Fish into his teammates. The damage there. Min Kim Kim picks up the kill. Lord of the Lollies dodging the charm from Min Kim Kim and running away, trying to get out of there. And he's not fast enough, or maybe he is. Cinema coming in with the stuffing. Out now with a re-engage. Oh no! Cinema gets taken out of the Lord of the Lollies. Is trying his best to get the damage onto Min Kim Kim. Where's the flash? Ignite takes the kill and gets the double onto Nuts, and Kebab still alive. And now the Mad Slother and CSG Tank of the Soul members fighting K-Man. And the Mad Slother seems like he's going to have to not be able to contest this mid lane tower damage. Is Kebab and Crimson Josh just hammer away at this? Maybe they're going to take it.
Yep. That was a 2 for 2 for the kills. That was even on that, but because it was just Mad Slother up at the end, and Kebab and Crimson Josh were down or up in that mid lane to grab that tower, that does end up being pretty heavily in favor of Fairytale Gaming. They did trade kills, but in a very stylish fashion as well. But that ended up not mattering as much because the tower was already low. They were able to grab that up, get some more gold in their pockets. Crimson Josh is here to grab that pink ward, but interesting to see that Fish missed the. Oh my god, that was a lot of damage. Hello. But Fish missed his ult on both members, so he just decided to try and kill Kebab, and I think he could have if the rest of the team hadn't showed up. So that's one thing to remember, is that Fish can essentially 1v1 anyone on the enemy team. Because he's Poppy. He does that. He does the base damage. He does a lot of damage. He has a lot of tank stats, and he's ready to go. He's ready to fight, and he's on top of it right now.
Yeah, the only problem with Fish's play so far is the amount of CS that he's been missing.
Yeah.
He is currently around 800 gold behind Nuts. Not even because of the kills and assists, although that is a pretty significant factor. But he's also around 34 CS down. And that's pretty significant. And when you factor in the kills and assists, that lead is just so much exponentially higher. A-Fish is going to be, I don't want to say struggling, but certainly not as ahead of the curve as Nuts is.
Oof. A lot of decent damage, but the gank being essentially spotted out. Like they sniff it out. They know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And they do a little lane swap here, but oh my god.
The Mad Slother getting destroyed by Kebab, and Cinema looking for him, forcing the flash out just with the pressure. But Cinema might be getting pressured himself. The stopwatch is used, and CSG Tank is down, and then Cinema is soon to follow. That's going to be a 3-0 in favor of Team Fairytale Gaming. The Rift Herald is going to be started, and the tower in top lane will be conceded by Lord of the Lollies. It does seem like A-Fish is getting his split push in the bottom lane going. Getting some decent damage on the tower, but Min Kim Kim is going to be able to clear that wave out real fast. But the tower in the top lane actually does fall.
Yep, easy game, easy win there. The top lane tower going down. There's a lot of standing gold waiting to be taken for the side of IDK, man. They have that top lane tower and the mid lane tower outers ready to be taken, but the waves are not prepped at all. CSG Tank is going to try and get this top wave. and while Lord of Law is going to try to get the mid lane, but we saw that they see the Jace pick not really amounting to anything. 1-3-3 doesn't even have a completed item. Isn't really set to do anything in this game. The Infernal Drake is going to be the next
Yeah.
contestant.
Oh, Crimson
though.
Josh getting engaged on. A lot of damage is there. Oh, the mid splash. Lord of the Lollies will pick up the kill, and Nuts is in the Dragon Pit. 4 members running away. Minmin Kin Kim getting Cinema taken down with a single combo. That's a 9-kill Talia. You do not want to get hit with a full combo. Crimson Jordan getting hit with a QE from Lord of the Lollies. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, the one thing we didn't mention is that Jace has a lot of poke. He can just do that over and over again.
Getting the engage, the E, but then the W scuffing out the engage. A-Fish forced to flash out of the way of Crimson Jordan's ultimate. Now everybody's laying down the damage. Kim trying to flash out, but it's barely enough. A-Fish gets taken out by Kebab, and now CSG tank, Lord of Lollies, and the Mad Slaughter are going to be running away, and this would be a perfect opportunity for Team Fairytale Gaming to force the Dragon, and that seems to be exactly what they're going to do. They force their enemies out of the Dragon Pit and out of the fight. They're going to be taking back global objective.
Yep, they're going to grab that up for themselves. Another Dragon going over to them. This time they don't have to do a Smite Steal, so already an improvement there.
Yeah, definitely a lot easier to confirm a Dragon. We don't have to worry about the enemy fighting.
Exactly.
And because that's an Infernal Drake, you see Team Fairytale Gaming get even more of a combative advantage. Not even just because their team and their composition, but because they have that extra attack damage, that extra ability power. And when you have one of your teammates being 11-1 at 20 minutes, then you're really in a position to dominate the game. And as long as you're able to stay in the back line and let your tanks soak up damage, you're able to just throw abilities out and do a ton of damage without there being much repercussion.
That being said, that's pretty much all of the gold going over to Kebab. And so if IDK Man can zone them out and grab the kill on the Talia, then that's going to be most of the gold down. It's still a squishy Talia. It's not like you get more stats other than like damage. And so you can still get one shot pretty well. And so you still got to be really careful about that. You still have to watch out for your squishy members going down. And so that's going to be really important to watch to see if Kebab can play it safe. Oh my god. Fish does so much damage.
Getting destroyed, yeah. Fish is at a point where he's able to just soak up damage without any downside, really.
Yeah, especially
and now
in a 1v1 like
Fish and
that.
his teammates, are going to be taking this top tier 1 tower. And Team
that.
Fairytale Gaming are to try and force this tier 2 tower in the mid lane with the Rift Herald. And they should be pretty successful.
Oh yeah.
Really, there's nobody to come after them. Nuts is getting engaged on by Fish, but doesn't seem to be enough.
And they get damage on this
Rift Herald gets huge damage in the inhib tower. The charm coming in. Crimson Jordan taking out CSG tank. Now in the top lane, you get a bit of an engage, but let's get back to the mid lane. You see the ADC of Team IDK Man is dead, and the inhibitor is going to be soon to follow. The inhib falls, and then Team Fairytale Gaming are able to back out, getting a free inhib and potentially setting up Baron. Nuts. Maybe not in a good spot, but he's able to retreat to his teammate.
Yeah, that's kind of the same idea of the Talia being really fed. The Tristana is also really fed, and so just because the Tristana is fed by herself, if you kill her, there's almost no gold left. But Fish...
Wait, Fish, where are you going?
Oh.
Fish just ran away from his team. Kebab takes up a kill onto Fish.
Oof.
That
feels bad, man.
Fish could have run towards and I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And that's really unfortunate. Because Fish died, Team IDK Man doesn't have quite as much pressure that they would be able to use to set up this Baron vision. They are able to get some good wards on it. But I think if Fish was still alive, they might have even been able to take the Baron, just considering where the minion waves are and that a couple of your enemies were backing or just finished backing.
Yep. Easy. So we see that the mid lane inhib is down, so they The side of IDK Mana has to respond to that while still being really careful about how they go about it. Um, the team is not really prepared for this kind of situation where the Tristana is forced to stay mid because no one else can really deal with super minion waves. Cinema is trying to grab up the jungle camps as much as he can, but the jungle control is really strong, but there's very little wards coming out. Cinema is right here. Um,
Oh. And then Kin Kim spots out of Cinema, and 3 members of Fairytale Gaming may be looking for something. See them clearing out some vision. You kind of see a stalemate here. Neither team has enough vision to engage. Although Team Fairytale Gaming does have that ward in the far bush. QE coming out from Lord of the Lollies. It's really, this is kind of an awkward point in the game.
yeah, it kind of is.
Each team wants to force something, but they just don't know if they can. The ultimate coming through from O Cinema, but the damage coming in from Kebab, forcing O Cinema out of the fight altogether. And now Team Fairytale Gaming have what they need to have in order to start this Baron up. The enemy jungler is out of the fight, and there's no enemy wards they know of near the Baron. There is an enemy ward in that, in the bush in the river.
Yep.
And the one in the pit. Let's see if a steal can come through. A Fish charging up the ultimate. Will not Crimson Jordan and somebody else out of the pits. And then the flash forward. Blue team takes the Baron. Crimson Jordan getting a great ultimate. And CSG tanking out Cinema falling down. And then the ultimate comes in from Crimson Josh. The ultimate is well from Matt Slaughter. Everybody's linked out the damage. But in the end, 2 members of Team IDK Man survive. And 4 are live on Team Fairy, but they have Baron, and they have minions inside the enemy base that have super minions. This Baron buff could be what they need to propel the game to its finish. Crimson Jordan taking some damage, but it doesn't really matter. Nuts flashing forward onto Lord of the Lollies. The damage is there, but maybe he isn't. Then Crimson Josh gets taken out by Lord of the Lollies after he takes a dive into the enemy tower. Crimson Jordan takes the first Nexus turret. And it seems like they have to back out.
Yeah, they have to back out.
They don't have the resources to end the game right now.
Yep, they don't have the HP. They aren't ready to go for that, but they do grab 1 Nexus tower. That is not ever coming back up. And so they have that objective down, and so now the Infernal Drake is the next target, and the Tilly Wall coming in just to make sure they
get
get
there.
there.
Oh, Cinema getting the stun, and the barrel getting a great combo. Shutting down Min Min Kim Kim. And maybe looking for this Infernal Dragon, but it's already been taken.
Yep, Kebab just went straight over there after you came up, so the kill going over on Min Kim Kim matters very little. They aren't able to do anything with that. I will mention, though, that Fairytale Gaming haven't gotten any inner towers in any other lane. They've just been straight up pushing mid, and that's been it. And so that is a point of contention that IDK Man can play around. They can make sure that they have the bushes warded because they know that Fairytale Gaming don't have the other lanes. They don't have the roaming pressure that they can do through those lanes without being seen by the towers. So that's something that they can play around pretty well. Kapop having to smite the cannon to make sure he doesn't miss it because he missed his Q. So, woo, that was a good job by you, Kebab.
Yeah, I'd call that a misplay by Fairytale Gaming. When you're so far ahead and you only have towers in one lane, that can be a bit problematic because, like you said, Team IDK Man always knows where they're going to be going. They're either going to be going into the mid lane or they're going to be going, into one of the side lanes. And so you can have a minimal amount of vision that the enemies are going to have a bit of a tougher time stuffing out. And you're still going to know where they are because there's not a whole lot of places for them to go.
Yep, exactly. And so because of that, it funnels the team into certain corridors that you can probably play around. But now you see that Nuts is in the top end trying to split push and grab that tower, while the rest of the team is bot side and going to try and grab the slow tower. But they're trying to set up a death bush, but there's absolutely no reason for IDK Man to go into that area right now. They do have the Baron to get the top tower as well, so that is going to go down to the minions. So I don't expect anything.
Yeah, Fish doesn't have the damage to clear the minions. Tower does get taken. I don't know what Fairytale Gaming is doing right now in this bush.
Yeah, they're just wasting a lot of
IDK
time.
Man, they don't have the resources to walk up and risk getting Death Bush.
Yeah, why would they?
Yeah, so IDK Man is doing exactly what they're supposed to. But if Fairytale Gaming just walked up with Baron buff, they would have been able to take that bottom lane tower.
Yeah, and see now they're trying it, but they could have done this a minute and a half ago. They instead of sitting there in that bush waiting. So they will grab this tower, but you know, but a full minute later than they could have. Like there was no
Yeah,
reason to
and
try
now
death
they
push
don't have
there.
the Baron.
They can easily front to back 5v5 without worrying about the enemy team doing very well in these fights, considering they're so far ahead. The Talia is 13-2, and so there's no reason to death push there. Like, yeah, you might get a really cool pick that looks really nice, but like, other than that, there's no real point to it. And
Yeah,
now
and
they're not gonna pressure the side lanes, even though they just got the inner towers. Like they opened the map a little bit for themselves, but they aren't using it very well. They're trying to close out this game, but they're not doing it in a very efficient way. They're still like roaming around and not really sure how to do it, and so that's something they can still work on for games to come.
yeah, and that death bush was really they're doing it again. Why are you doing this? They wasted their Baron buff. They could have been using that Baron buff. Oh, you see Cinema looking for the engage. The ultimate is used from Crimson Jordan. Huge damage coming in. Cinema gets taken down, and then a fish follows after. No tanks left on the side of IDK Man, and Team Fairytale Gaming are looking to finally close the game. Flash forward from Min kick him, but the Mad Slother dodged it with a flash of his own. The inhibitor is going to be falling in a second, but there's no minions. But does it matter? Probably. Fairytale Gaming with the minion wave coming in shortly after. This is a 4 or 5v3 situation. Why? No! Don't go to the bottom lane. Okay, they're going to the bottom lane. They take the inhib tower, and they're going to take the inhibitor. And now they're going to be looking for this next tower. But by this time, Cinema is 1 second away from spawning. You see the engage from Crimson Josh. Everybody's laying down the damage. Cinema laying down a barrel. Lord of the Law is very low on health. Crimson Josh getting some damage taken off, and A-Fish flashing forward on the club. And now everybody's on him. A-Fish with the 1v5, and he's not doing terribly. He gets taken down. But now Team Fairytale Gaming don't have the help. They don't have the mana. They don't have the resources to continue with their siege. And IDK Man is still in this after 30 minutes and 12,000 gold behind.
Yeah.
What is happening?
There was like you could have just pushed and grabbed that last Nexus tower and gone for the win, but they decided to go for like the extremely safe route because like in the end they do have a better team fight. In the end they do just have a straight up better team comp, and so like the late game does favor them, but there's no reason to get to the late game when you have a 15-2 Talia. You're extremely far ahead. There's no reason to be this safe right now. The risk versus reward. The risk versus reward is not where they need to be right now.
No, not at all. They literally had a minion wave being marched in by Kebab, and they still opted to go towards the bottom lane for whatever reason. They got the inhibitor, sure, but what's an inhibitor to the enemy nexus? You know?
Yep. The Nexus is kind of like the ultimate objective in League of Legends. So if you can get that, then there's no reason to get anything else.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh, you do see Kebab trying to get some damage down, and Crimson Josh does use his ultimate onto a fish, but no engage comes of it. You see Team Fairytale Gaming roaming towards this Baron, and Team IDK Man doesn't have an option to contest. They have to clear these minions, otherwise Team Fairytale Gaming would be able to win by proxy. Baron is going to fall without any contest.
Yeah, but at this point they just need to ignore mid lane. They need to ignore bot lane. Just go straight top. Ignore that Mountain Drake. I know it looks good on the map, but you don't need it. You don't need a split push. Just 5v5 top. The other two lanes are going to push in for you. This is something that bothers me so much about like silver gold solo queue is that like there's no reason to be anywhere but top when you have a Baron buff like this, and when you have the other two lanes pushing with super minions. There's no reason not to be there. Aurelia does have teleports, so I can understand getting that dragon and stuff, but Crimson Jordan and Crimson Josh, you need to be top lane. No reason to be helping with that dragon. Nuts can do it by himself. Go top, help your team, get the minions in. That's it. That's all you need to do. But no, now they're gonna try and get the kill onto Fish, and that does happen. But that was just because of the high damage coming out from Kebab. So the minions you see there
Yeah.
in the mid lane and the top and the bot lane, they're gonna push in. They can get this inhibitor in the top lane for free. And this is what I was talking about. They could have done this 20 seconds ago, but they're gonna engage.
Yep, the engage goes through, and really, it's not much of a fight. Team Fairytale game is getting the damage down. It's this should have happened a long time ago. But Team Fairytale Gaming does get the kills. They do get all the damage they need to, and they're able to end the game.
Yep, that should have happened. 5 minutes ago. But anyway, that does end the second game of the day for us. There is one more to come. So with that, we're going to send it over to a break, and then we'll be back in a few minutes.